The rain-slicked streets of Manhattan gleamed under the neon lights as I stumbled into the dimly lit bar, my heart pounding like a war drum. There she was, my childhood love, Jamie, her eyes wide with shock as she saw me wrapped in Taylor's arms, the woman who'd stolen my secrets and my soul. "Hazel, what the hell?" Jamie whispered, her voice cracking like thunder. But Taylor just smiled that cruel, knowing smile and pulled me closer. In the heart of Brooklyn, where brownstones whispered stories of old loves and new beginnings, Hazel Thompson had always dreamed of a life that felt as vast as the American skyline. Growing up in a modest apartment with her single mom, Hazel found solace in the chaotic rhythm of the city, subway rumbles, street vendors hawking hot dogs, and the endless parade of faces that promised possibility. But her true anchor was Jamie Rivera, the girl next door with a laugh like summer rain and eyes that sparkled like the 4th of July fireworks over the East River. They met in elementary school, two misfits bonding over scraped knees and shared lunches. Jamie, with her Puerto Rican heritage, brought vibrant tales of family gatherings filled with salsa music and arroz con gandals, while Hazel, of Irish descent, shared stories of her mom's late-night shifts at the diner and dreams of escaping to the West Coast. By high school, their friendship blossomed into something deeper. Stolen kisses behind the bleachers during football games, whispered promises under the stars in Central Park. "You're my forever, Hazel," Jamie had said one night. Their hands intertwined as they watched the city lights from the Brooklyn Bridge. Hazel believed it with every fiber of her being. College pulled them apart. Hazel to NYU for journalism, Jamie to Columbia for pre-law. Distance tested them, but weekends reunited them in cramped dorm rooms, sharing cheap pizza and plans for a future together. After graduation, they moved into a tiny walk-up in Greenwich Village, turning it into a haven of love amid the hustle. Hazel landed a job at a bustling news outlet, chasing stories of corruption and triumph, while Jamie clerked at a pro bono law firm, fighting for immigrant rights. Life felt like a rom-com scripted just for them. Lazy Sundays in Washington Square Park, impromptu dances in their kitchen to old jazz records. But cracks appeared subtly, like hairline fractures in a foundation. Hazel's job demanded long hours, late nights poring over documents, interviews that stretched into dawn. Jamie's cases grew more intense, her passion for justice sometimes eclipsing their time together. Enter Taylor Monroe, a charismatic editor at Hazel's paper, with sharp wit and a presence that commanded rooms. Taylor was everything Hazel admired. Confident, ambitious, a trailblazer in a male-dominated field. Their first collaboration on a big exposé about corporate greed sparked late-night brainstorming sessions, shared coffees turning into lingering glances. One evening after a grueling deadline, Taylor invited Hazel for drinks at a rooftop bar overlooking the Hudson. The city sprawled below like a glittering promise. "You deserve more than this grind, Hazel," Taylor said, her hand brushing Hazel's. The air hummed with unspoken tension. Hazel pulled away, guilt gnawing at her, but the seed was planted. Jamie noticed the change, Hazel's distracted texts, the scent of unfamiliar perfume on her coat. "Is everything okay?" Jamie asked one night, her voice soft but probing. Hazel lied. "Just work stress," hating herself for it. The betrayal unfolded in fragments. A stolen kiss in the office elevator, justifications whispered in the dark. "It's nothing serious." But it became everything. Taylor's apartment in Chelsea became a secret refuge, where Hazel escaped the weight of her commitments. Taylor challenged her, pushed her to dream bigger, while Jamie represented the safe, familiar love that suddenly felt confining. "We're meant for more," Taylor murmured during one illicit afternoon, her fingers tracing Hazel's spine. Meanwhile, Jamie poured her heart into their relationship, planning a surprise weekend getaway to the Catskills. She sensed the distance but attributed it to career pressures, vowing to fight for them. Hazel, torn between guilt and exhilaration, delayed confessions. The city, once a backdrop of romance, now mirrored her inner turmoil. Crowded streets feeling suffocating, the constant noise amplifying her doubts. High drama peaked at a charity gala for Jamie's firm, held in a lavish midtown ballroom. Hazel arrived late, Taylor in tow as a colleague. Jamie's eyes lit up seeing Hazel, but dimmed noticing Taylor's possessive hand on her arm. Whispers circulated. Office rumors had trickled into social circles. During a slow dance, Jamie pulled Hazel aside. "Who's she really?" Jamie demanded, her voice trembling. Hazel faltered, words failing her. Taylor intervened, smirking. Just friends helping each other climb. The lie hung heavy. That night, back home, the confrontation erupted. Jamie, tears streaming, unpacked Hazel's half-truths. How long? She screamed. Hazel confessed, the words tasting like ash. It just happened. Jamie's pain was visceral, a raw wound exposed. You were my everything, she sobbed, packing a bag. Hazel begged. Please, we can fix this. But Jamie left, the door slamming like a final verdict. In the aftermath, Hazel drowned in regret. Taylor's embrace felt hollow now, a poor substitute for the depth she shared with Jamie. The city, once vibrant, turned gray. Hazel threw herself into work, but stories blurred through tear-streaked eyes. Taylor pushed for commitment, but Hazel pulled away, realizing the thrill was fleeting. This was a mistake, Hazel admitted one rainy afternoon in Taylor's loft. Taylor laughed bitterly. Too late to cry now, isn't it? Hazel wandered the streets, memories assaulting her. Picnics in Prospect Park, holidays with Jamie's family in the Bronx. She reached out, texts unanswered, voicemails deleted. Loneliness gnawed, a constant companion in the urban sprawl. Months blurred into a monotonous haze for Hazel. The Greenwich Village apartment, once filled with laughter, echoed with silence. Jamie had moved out, crashing with friends in Harlem while searching for her own place. Hazel heard through mutual acquaintances that Jamie threw herself into work, taking on more cases, her dedication a shield against heartbreak. Hazel, meanwhile, quit her job at the paper, unable to face Taylor daily. She freelanced from coffee shops, her articles lacking the fire they once had. Fate intervened at a Brooklyn book launch for a mutual friend's memoir on queer rights. The venue buzzed with activists, writers, and artists, a microcosm of New York's progressive spirit. Hazel spotted Jamie across the room, looking radiant in a simple black dress, chatting animatedly. Their eyes met, a spark igniting old flames. Hazel approached hesitantly. Jamie, can we talk? Jamie's expression hardened, but she nodded, stepping outside to the quiet street. Under the glow of street lamps, words tumbled out. Hazel apologized profusely. I was lost, scared of settling. But I lost the best part of me. Jamie listened, tears glistening. You shattered us, Hazel. How do I trust again? The conversation stretched into hours, raw and honest. Jamie revealed her own doubts during their relationship, fears of inadequacy amid Hazel's ambitions. I felt like I was holding you back. Hazel shook her head. You lifted me up. They parted with tentative promises to meet again. A fragile bridge rebuilt. Coffee dates followed, cautious at first, in neutral spots like Bryant Park. Laughter returned slowly, memories shared without bitterness. Hazel opened up about her therapy sessions, confronting her impulsiveness. Jamie spoke of her growth, joining support groups for LGBTQ+ women navigating breakups. But Taylor lurked in the shadows, unwilling to fade. She texted Hazel relentlessly, alternating between pleas and accusations. We had something real, one message read. Hazel blocked her, but Taylor showed up at a freelance gig in Soho, cornering her. Jamie's just nostalgia. Come back to me. Hazel stood firm. It's over. Move on. Taylor's eyes flashed with anger, hinting at deeper instability. The conflict escalated when Taylor leaked office gossip to a rival publication, framing Hazel as unreliable. Her freelance opportunities dwindled, forcing her to confront the fallout. Jamie, hearing of it, offered support. We'll fight this together, she said over dinner at a cozy Italian spot in Little Italy. Their hands brushed, electricity reigniting. Romance rekindled amid autumn leaves in Central Park. A picnic turned intimate, confessions deepening. I never stopped loving you, Hazel whispered. Jamie hesitated. Prove it this time. They kissed under a canopy of gold and red, the city fading into a romantic blur. Yet betrayal's scars ran deep. Jamie's friends warned her, don't get hurt again. Hazel's mom, visiting from upstate, advised caution. Internal doubts plagued them. Hazel feared repeating mistakes. Jamie worried about vulnerability. High tension built during Thanksgiving at Jamie's family's home in the Bronx. Laughter filled the air with turkey, platanos, and stories. But a call from Taylor interrupted, her voice slurred with drink. Hazel is mine, she ranted before hanging up. Jamie's face paled. Is this ever going to end? Hazel reassured her. I'll handle it. Post-holiday, Hazel confronted Taylor at a neutral cafe in Midtown. Stop this. It's harassment. Taylor broke down, revealing her own loneliness. A string of failed relationships, using Hazel as an escape. I thought you were different. Empathy softened Hazel, but boundaries held. We both deserve better. Taylor nodded, tears falling, promising to back off. Relief washed over Hazel and Jamie. They focused on healing, attending couples counseling in the village. Sessions unearthed buried emotions. Hazel's fear of commitment rooted in her absent father, Jamie's trust issues from past heartbreaks. Progress was slow but genuine. Winter brought snow-dusted streets, holiday lights twinkling like hope. They volunteered at a shelter for queer youth, giving back to the community that shaped them. Shared purpose strengthened their bond, turning pain into purpose. As spring approached, Hazel proposed a trip to San Francisco, symbolizing new beginnings. Let's build our future, she said. Jamie agreed, excitement bubbling. The flight to San Francisco was a whirlwind of anticipation, Hazel and Jamie holding hands as the plane soared over the vast American landscape. Landing in the foggy city by the bay, they rented a car and drove to a cozy Airbnb in the Castro district, the heart of queer culture. Rainbow flags fluttered proudly, a stark contrast to New York's gritty charm. This feels like us, vibrant, unapologetic, Jamie said, squeezing Hazel's hand. They explored hand in hand. Cable car rides up steep hills, fresh seafood at Fisherman's Wharf, walks along the Golden Gate Bridge with wind whipping their hair. Evenings were spent in intimate wine bars, sharing dreams. Hazel pitched article ideas about West Coast activism, while Jamie discussed expanding her legal work to civil rights. We could move here one day, Hazel mused. Jamie smiled. Maybe. But shadows from the past crept in. A chance encounter at a Pride exhibit in the Mission District, Taylor, in town for a conference. Her eyes locked on them, surprise turning to malice. Fancy seeing you here, she said coolly. Hazel tensed. What are you doing? Taylor shrugged. Business. Enjoy your little reunion. Jamie pulled Hazel away, but unease lingered. That night, over dinner at a romantic spot overlooking the bay, Jamie voiced concerns. She's everywhere. Is this fate testing us? Hazel reassured. No coincidence. We're stronger now. But doubt seeded, amplified by a mysterious text to Jamie. Ask Hazel about our last night. From an unknown number, but Jamie suspected Taylor. Confrontation followed in their Airbnb, voices rising. What does this mean? Jamie demanded, phone thrust forward. Hazel paled, recalling a final, regretful encounter with Taylor before ending it. It was nothing, a goodbye. I should have told you. Jamie's hurt was palpable. Secrets again? I thought we were past this. She stormed out, wandering the foggy streets alone. Hazel searched frantically, finding Jamie on a bench in Dolores Park, overlooking the city lights. Tears flowed as they talked. I can't keep fearing betrayal, Jamie admitted. Hazel knelt. I'll earn your trust every day. They embraced, the city's hum a soothing backdrop. The trip salvaged, they delved deeper into forgiveness. Hiking in Muir Woods among ancient redwoods symbolized resilience. These trees have weathered storms, Jamie said. So can we. Back in New York, spring bloomed with promise. They moved into a new apartment in Brooklyn Heights. A fresh start with views of the Manhattan skyline. Hazel's career rebounded with a feature on LGBTQ+ resilience, drawing from personal experience. Jamie advanced to partner track, her case is making headlines. Yet, Taylor's interference persisted subtly. Anonymous emails to Hazel's editors questioning her ethics. Hazel traced them, confronting Taylor via video call. This ends now, or I go legal. Taylor, cornered, confessed her obsession stemmed from her own unhealed wounds. A toxic ex who mirrored Hazel's actions. I projected my pain onto you. Hazel offered compassion. Get help. We all deserve peace. The climax built at a summer festival in Prospect Park. Music, food trucks, families picnicking. Jamie proposed unexpectedly, down on one knee with a simple ring. Marry me, Hazel. Let's write our story. Cheers erupted around them. Hazel, tears streaming, said yes. But as they celebrated, Taylor appeared in the crowd, watching from afar. Her expression shifted from envy to resignation, turning away, a silent farewell. Their engagement party in a rooftop venue overlooking the East River was a testament to love's triumph. Friends and family toasted, stories of their journey shared. Hazel's mom beamed. "You've found your way home." Jamie's abuela blessed them with tears. Amor verdadero conquista to do. Challenges remained, balancing careers, navigating societal pressures as a queer couple. But their bond deepened, rooted in honesty. They advocated for marriage equality, volunteering at events, inspiring others. As fall returned, painting the city in hues of amber, Hazel reflected on their path. Betrayal had nearly destroyed them, but forgiveness rebuilt stronger foundations. "We're not just surviving," Jamie said one evening, curled on their couch. "We're thriving." Wedding preparations infused their lives with joyful chaos. Venue scouting in the Hamptons, dress fittings in bridal boutiques on Fifth Avenue, tastings at trendy caterers. Friends threw a bachelorette weekend in Las Vegas. Neon lights, shows, heartfelt toasts. "To love that endures," one friend said, clinking glasses. But undercurrents of drama surfaced. Jamie's conservative cousin from Texas voiced disapproval at a family gathering, citing traditional values. Tensions flared, Jamie defending their love fiercely. "This is America, freedom for all." The cousin left early, but the incident shook Jamie. "Will everyone accept us?" Hazel held her. "Those who matter will." Hazel's past haunted subtly. An old flame from college reached out, congratulating but hinting at unresolved feelings. Hazel shut it down politely, transparency with Jamie key. "No more secrets," she vowed. The wedding day dawned crisp in October, at a historic estate upstate New York. Fall foliage framed the scene like a painting. Jamie walked down the aisle in a flowing gown, Hazel in a tailored suit, their eyes locking in pure emotion. Vows exchanged. "Through betrayal and healing, I choose you every day." Guests wept, the ceremony a beacon of hope. Reception under twinkling lights, dances to Motown classics. Speeches highlighted their journey, resilience, love's power. As they cut the cake, a sense of completion washed over them. Honeymoon in Hawaii brought paradise, beaches, hikes, sunsets. They reflected on growth. "Betrayal taught us empathy," Hazel said, toes in sand. Jamie nodded. "And forgiveness, humanity." Back home they settled into married life. Hazel published a book on personal stories of queer couples, drawing acclaim. Jamie won a landmark case for transgender rights, celebrated nationwide. Years passed, their love evolving. They adopted a rescue dog, then considered starting a family via surrogacy. Challenges arose, fertility hurdles, societal biases, but unity prevailed. One evening, watching the sunset from their balcony, Jamie turned to Hazel. "Remember that night in the bar?" Hazel smiled ruefully. "How could I forget?" Jamie squeezed her hand. "It led us here, stronger, wiser." Their story became legend among friends, a tale of drama turned triumph. In America's melting pot, they embodied possibility, love transcending pain, humanity shining through. Decades later, in a quiet suburb outside Seattle, where they'd relocated for a slower pace, Hazel and Jamie sat on their porch, gray hairs mingling with laughter lines. Their daughter, Mia, now a young adult pursuing art in LA, called weekly with updates. The home overflowed with photos. Wedding day, family trips to national parks, pride parades across the country. Reflecting on their life, Hazel penned a memoir, Shattered Hearts, Mended Souls. It chronicled the betrayal, the pain, the redemption, a narrative that resonated nationally, inspiring countless queer women. Book tours took them coast to coast, sharing their message. Love isn't perfect, but it's worth fighting for. Jamie's legal legacy endured, mentoring young attorneys in civil rights. Together, they founded a nonprofit for LGBTQ+ counseling, turning personal scars into communal healing. One rainy afternoon, a letter arrived from Taylor, now retired in Florida. "I followed your story. I'm sorry for the hurt I caused. You've built something beautiful." Hazel and Jamie read it together, forgiveness complete. "We all grow," Jamie said softly. As twilight fell, they walked hand in hand through their garden, blooming with roses they planted years ago. "What a ride," Hazel murmured. Jamie leaned in. "And it's not over yet." Their ending was humanely poignant. Not fairy tale perfect but richly earned. In the vast tapestry of American dreams, their love stood as a testament. Amid drama and heartbreak, romance and empathy prevail, weaving threads of hope for generations.